Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. Woo, 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 woo. Let's get into it. This article was submitted by Patreon supporter Joy Shodan. Shodan? It is about New York City divesting $5 billion away from fossil fuels. It's in theguardian.com. I'll put the link below. Joy, thank you so much for supporting the show. This is what you get to do at the $5 level. You get to submit articles. Boom, boom, boom. Get your name in the credits. Those credits at the end of the videos, those are all Patreon supporters. So you too can get your name on YouTube. This is a really cool article because we talk about on this show a lot about what you can do on a local level. So you petition your cities to divest the way New York City did. $5 billion is a significant amount of money. And I'll go into the details, and that the city of New York is suing. So if New York City can do this, other cities can do this. And it's also, they've divested pension funds out of fossil fuels, which is also just smart business because fossil fuels, as we've talked about on this show for the last year, the carbon bubble is going to burst. So if you have a job and your pension, the millions of dollars in your job's pension is tied up in fossil fuels, it's going to be worth less money. So therefore, your pension will be worth less money. Another reason to get off of fossil fuel. Because I've gotten some emails even from some of you, and I know it's a question we all ask ourselves, like, what can I do? I'm just one little person. What can I do? Well, look at where your money is. Look at where your job's pension is. Look at where your city invests its money in, because your tax dollars go for this. So you have a say. And they don't want us to pay attention. They want us to sort of, I don't know I don't handle that. The government handles it, or my union, or whatever handles it. They don't want us to pay attention. So pay attention. Find out, ask the questions. Where's this money going? And then you can do this. So I'll read the story. The New York City is seeking to divest $5 billion from fossil fuels and sue the world's most powerful oil companies over their contribution to dangerous global warming. All right. City officials have set a goal of divesting New York's 189 billion pension funds. That's a lot of money from fossil fuel companies within 5 years in what they say would be among the most significant divestment efforts in the world to date. Currently, New York City's 5 pension funds have about $5 billion in fossil fuel investments. New York State has already announced it is exploring how to divest from fossil fuels. New York City is standing up for our future generations by becoming the first major city to divest our pension funds from fossil fuels, said Bill de Blasio, New York City's mayor. They are suing BP, ExxonMobil, who gives money to the Clinton Foundation. Rex Tillerson is former head of ExxonMobil, who is now Secretary of State. Chevron, ConocoPhillips, and Shell to federal court due to their contribution to climate change. Court documents state that New York has suffered from flooding and erosion due to climate change, and because of looming future threats, it is seeking to shift the costs of protecting the city from climate change impacts back onto the companies that have done nearly all they could to create this existential threat. That is great. What a great tactic. The flooding that's caused, all of this, people in California that lost your homes because of these fires, maybe got a lawsuit here against oil companies. The court claims that just 100 fossil fuel producers are responsible for nearly 2/3 of all greenhouse gas emissions since the Industrial Revolution, with the 5 targeted companies as the largest contributors. The case also points to evidence that firms such as Exxon knew of the impact of climate change for decades, only to downplay and even deny this in public. New York's Attorney General, Eric Schneiderman, is investigating Exxon over this alleged deception. This is significant. And you better believe the oil companies are going to come at them with everything they got. But it's kind of hard when you're going against New York City that has hundreds of billions of dollars in pension. There's There's a couple rich, powerful people in New York City, I think. So this is amazing. If you remember in Inconvenient Truth, which came out, 10, 15 years ago, they talked about there could be flooding in Manhattan, and everyone said that was sacrilege, and that was the thing that they criticized Al Gore at the 9/11 memorial. That's offensive. You're just, blah, blah, blah. That happened in 2012 because of Hurricane Sandy. There was flooding in Manhattan because it's low to sea level. There was flooding. New York City faces the cost escalating into the tens of billions of dollars in order to protect low-lying areas such as Manhattan and the area around JFK Airport from being inundated by further severe storms fueled by rising sea levels and atmospheric warming. De Blasio's office said climate change is perhaps the toughest challenge New York City will face in the coming decades. And New York City is not alone. So, what's it going to take? New York City being underwater, Manhattan being 2 feet underwater, for people going, oh, wow. I commend the mayor for going, we need to do something about this. Because this is the reality here. Climate change doesn't give a shit if you believe it in or not. It doesn't. Rising sea levels don't care if you believe in it or not. Hurricanes, whose severity has been increased as a result of climate change, doesn't care. The wildfires we just had here in California, in northern and southern, they don't care. The 7 hurricanes we had in the Gulf states, they don't care. So this is how things need to get changed. New York's lawsuit actually echoes 2 similar efforts on the West Coast where 2 California counties and a city are suing 37 fossil fuel companies for knowingly emitting dangerous levels of greenhouse gases. One of those firms, Exxon, has complained that it has been targeted. Oh, everyone's being mean to ExxonMobil. Collection of special interests and opportunistic politicians as part of a conspiracy. Oh, shut the fuck up, ExxonMobil. You're the fucking problem. Don't fucking cry, victim, witness. Oh, it's part of a conspiracy. All you assholes have done at ExxonMobil is conspiracy. That's all you've done. Your whole business. You funded research with fake-ass scientists saying climate change isn't real. So go suck on that conspiracy, ExxonMobil. Go choke to death on it, you bags of shit. New York City's joined such as Washington, D.C. and Cape Town in divesting, along with universities such as Stanford in California, Oxford in the UK, the Rockefeller Brothers Fund, notable for its links in the past oil wealth, and John D. Rockefeller has also sought to divest. See where these your universities that you work for or have gone to, are an alumni for, or are currently in school. See where their money is and get them to divest. Everybody start divesting. And poor little ExxonMobil that everybody's ganging up against. It's not fair, ExxonMobil. We're being mean. Everyone's being mean to ExxonMobil. Suck it. Boom. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for supporting the show. Come on out to San Bernardino for the first ever Native American stand-up comedy TV show. Native comics, world indigenous comics, and just really funny comics in general. You're supporting a great thing. The links to that show are below at grahamelwood.com. And you get to see all of the cool video stuff that's coming here. That was a weird sentence. Thanks for watching the show.